Joe Perry?
Well, can we ask you some other stuff? I mean, everyone's doing all the rumors out there about the band.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on right now?
Well, he's healing.
But, I mean, right now, you guys taking a break, then maybe a new album.
Let's call it we're on hiatus.
Yeah.
The band is on hiatus, and we're just waiting for, because I think that for the last couple of tours, I mean, Steven's been through a bunch of different physical things, and he's always felt like we've, gone out a little bit too early every time, and and that kind of thing. I really don't know for sure, but we just want him to get completely healthy, from head to toe, whatever ailment it is, and then we'll talk about getting back together. So the band is by no means breaking up. We are just taking some time off, and we're going to take a good bit of time off, so everybody can kind of, get reevaluate our original mandate, which was to go out there and entertain the fans, put the fans number one, which I always do, still do, and I constantly will with the project. But with Aerosmith, we're all there on that, and make a great studio record, and then go out and get on the road and tour until we're finished.
How do you decide? What is? You mentioned something interesting. Going out too early, or picking the time to go out. Never thought about that. I figured, well, there's a CD, and now we'll just go on tour. But there's something about when you guys feel like going out.
Well, you plan. It takes a lot.
You
of
feel
planning.
like it. He might not.
It takes a lot of planning, and the thing is, you gotta know that you want to go out on the road 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before you go out, because it takes that long to build the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from finding the right guys, and then facilitating the, structurally building the whole thing. Getting the right PA, getting the right monitors, getting the right guys. A lot of them are people that we've had for a long time. There are new people that we'll bring in, and it just takes a long time to get it going.
It's a lot of work.
Just look at the U2 thing. I mean, they were showing pictures of their stage a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's in there when it's finally done.
Yeah.
They started planning that 6 months before that. So it takes a while to get a tour up and running, and you got to know, and that's why it's like you can't put that off. It's one thing to take a little extra time on the release of a record, but you really can't mess around with that opening date.
When you have dates to make,
because you're selling tickets,
right.
3 months in advance. Man, you're ready to go, and that's when it's the show must go on. That little bit of entertainment. Bylaws have never changed. I mean, that's never changed.
It's true.
So anyway, that's how it works. I mean, you kind of plan ahead, and that's why we ended up not getting this last studio record done. The last, we were all set with Brendan to cut tracks, and we had the songs, pretty much lined up, and Steven got a throat thing, and then it got to pneumonia, and he was out of the picture for 6 weeks, and we just, Brendan said, look, we just don't have time before the tour to finish this record, so we'll just do it after the tour is over. And this was, obviously before we had this whole business about canceling and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's when I flicked the switch and went in and started cutting a solo record. I just had too much music inside to let it sit there. So
he was all filled up and ready to go.
You don't want to stay home.
He was all set. He was at the line.
Yeah.
He was deep
it's packed, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, and that was it. So, I knew I was going to do a solo record sometime again, another one, because I realized that I could, do solo things aside, parallel to Aerosmith without it hurting either one. And so I was ready to, do it someday, but someday happened a lot quicker than I thought. I just wasn't going to waste any time. It's too time's too valuable to waste. So I went right down in the studio and commenced to rocking.
Joe, thanks so much for taking time to come over and
Well,
see us.
it's my pleasure. This is one of the towns that we've always played. I know it's kind of been a while since Aerosmith's been here, but you can bet that once the project hits the road, we'll be making plenty of stops here. We plan on playing all the places that we've kind of neglected over the years with Aerosmith. As things have gotten along down the road, these are all the places where it really lives, where the fans really appreciate it. And like I said, the fans come first, or else I wouldn't be doing this.
Thanks so much for taking the ride. Joe Perry from Aerosmith, his new CD, Have Guitar, Will Travel, October 6th, right here on 94 HJY.